It's your boy DD758, Sakafet. To all my subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. To all my new subscribers, I'd like to say thank you. Don't forget to hit the like button and don't forget to leave a comment. I read this episode of Married at First Sight a C for me. It didn't get an A, didn't get a B, or I'll say I'll give it a C plus. Um, we back to the shenanigans. Back to the shenanigans. But let's start. My predictions, I guess almost everybody predictions last week on my live last week was actually what it was. Clara and Ryan stayed together. Haley and Jacob didn't stay together. Brianna and Vincent, obviously, they would have stayed together. But then we had, oh my God, Paige and Chris. Now, the problem with that is every time Paige and Chris, like every episode you watch and Paige and Chris is on it takes away the whole gist of the whole episode. And I can't believe that Paige went through thinking about it, or she's undecided about she and Chris' marriage if she wants to get a divorce or not. That for me was the highlight of that episode. It threw me off way off because I thought she would have been coming in with that energy. She'd be like, "Oh, I'm so tired of him," and she'd be like, "Okay, she's gone." But then Jacob be trolling. He be trolling Chris, and I checked out his Instagram last night, and he was like Chris ran off the set like on a Maury show. When they give the results, like Chris got up and ran off, and he started crying. So we saw Chris got up, he ran off, he went to the car. Paige going to comfort Chris, saying she worried about his mental. It's like Paige is still in the zone where she feels that she's obligated to be Chris's husband. Sorry, Chris's wife. You see, I'm so confused because that episode last night just had me. It had me. I think after that, my brain wasn't functioning well. I had to drink some water. I had to drink some tea. I had to look at myself in the mirror and wondering what was going on because I just couldn't believe Paige was actually thinking that maybe she and Chris can probably go forward with this marriage, which makes no sense. But we'll talk about it. But then we got Clara and Ryan. Ryan is still not to the point where he told Clara he loved her. I mean, he said it on paper, it gave her clarity. And she stayed together. Like, Pastor Carl and them, they think that for me, like they said, Ryan is the alpha. They think Clara is strong willed and, yada yada. For me, Clara is not because Clara is just allowing Ryan to use her. And Ryan is just using Clara basically. That's how I see it. He's trying to make the marriage work, I guess, because of failure. But I don't see those people will not last long term. I don't really see them lasting unless Clara is that wife that will allow Ryan to do whatever he wants. That's the only way that marriage will work for me because I don't know how long do it take before she gets frustrated where she wants to live. Then we have Brie and Vincent. Vincent did a nice gesture knowing that his wife likes cheesecake and he proposed to his wife with a cheesecake, but we all know she wants that ring. We all know Brianna wants that ring, but they were the couple that seemingly would have been staying together from the start of this whole episode, season 12. Then we have Eric and Virginia. Hmm. Yo, this one I'm with my girl Diali. I think that marriage at one point in time, those people will end up on the ID channel because that marriage is very, very unhealthy. And Eric is very, very calculative and very manipulative. Eric is really good at what he does. And I think Eric is, because of his family, his parents, Eric doesn't want to fail in his marriage because of what he comes from. And I guess he has that military background in him with his discipline and stuff like that. But he said he still don't like the fact that Virginia wants to be, waking up on her friend's couches. Like he don't really, it don't seems like he like her friends. So I don't know how is that going to play out with Eric, Virginia, and the dogs and the cats he's so-called allergic to. I've seen a picture of him, he's not allergic to cats. So they seem to sweep the problems under the rug every time they're having a good time, but that's the wrong way they're going about it. But then they decided to stay together. So let's see. I guess from what I understand, that the way the contract works is that after a year, if they decide to get a divorce after a year, they can get a divorce, but they have to stay together for a year. But we'll see how it plays out. But that for me last night was, like I said, I call it a disaster. It wasn't decision day, it was disaster day, because that thing was just a big disaster last night. Very big disaster. But I got what's up? What's up here?
So, we tried to watch it last night, and it just was not getting my attention. When I came back, I was like, who broke up, who stayed? So I watched it again today, and I still was doze. It was a doze fest, because we already predicted it. It was like, y'all are killing us. We all gonna need counseling after this episode.
Yes.
Again, let's go here. Okay, did y'all catch that when they said it was the next day for part 2, they still had the same clothes on, the doctors and Pastor Cal. So I was like, nah, is it the next day y'all just worked all night and still had the same outfit? Because I reminded it. So I was like, see, y'all this is why we can't believe that this is real TV. Because I'm like, it gotta be some shenanigans going on. Because they said, when it got daytime, when it was day 2 for the next couples, and they was talking about the previous night, go back and rewind. They had them same clothes on. So now I don't trust nothing about this show. But just for the premise of just in case, Paige. Go ahead.
You know, on our last prediction, you called it. You said they still knocking boots, and you called it because. I think.
Look, Dee, when she walked away crying and he followed behind her, that was another tactic of his. In his brain, he was sitting there probably thinking like, okay, I got to work a little harder to get her, back in. He don't want her. He just like, using, willing her back in whenever he feel like it. Poor Paige. But I think when you just said earlier, I think she was scared. Paige is not as tough as, how when she was doing all that cussing that day. That was just out. She really not about that life. But at the end, she was a little nervous scared to say no. Because he was over there smiling like, oh, I got this in the bag. Like, I've been playing tricks with her. And then when she was like, but she didn't, it was like one of the things, like you said, blink twice if you say. She didn't feel like she was in a safe environment. And I think she was just nervous. But yeah, he talked to her. He got that night.
Dr. Viviana came at him hard too. I like what she did. She's like, yo, you playing with us. She told him not straight up. He's playing with them because Chris knows how to get to Paige, and I just I was lost for words when Paige had to take some time to actually think. And she's undecided. She started crying like Paige, what more do you need, yo? Like what more does Paige need? Like
speaking from a woman, Dee. Certain people, to stick their way, you got to treat them like the plague. For real. Like, I'm a woman, like I said, been there, done that. So certain people, that if that's your weakness and they're not good for you, you stay away. So after this show, I would suggest she change her phone number, block her ID from him, because he will weasel his way back in. So that's what it was. She had that little bitty piece of hope, but she was still holding on. And then when he was telling her what she wanted to hear, but she had one of her friends or somebody talked to her, was like, girl, he keep telling you the same thing over and over and over. And so that came into the forefront, and she remembered like, okay, no, this ain't gonna work. So yeah, Chris is fun. But let me ask you this, Dee. Like I said, now that we know that they was faking with them daytimes and nighttimes, they all had the same clothes on. Do you really think that the doctors, Chris fooled them? Because how did he just come out the gate just acting a fool? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think he was able to really like trick them that he was this nice church boy, that he was all these great things, and then on day 1 of taping, he just started just being reckless? He started the first episode, he was talking crazy prior to him even meeting Paige. The guys were not even feeling him in because he was saying some stuff that was kind of slick. They was like, okay, well, you're getting married tomorrow. So, again, I'm going to ask you this. Do you think that they were really tricked or they did this for ratings? They knew he would be entertaining?
The dog answered that question. Look, I got Chris the last. Well, to answer your question, I think Chris, yeah, I think something is wrong with him. He puts on an act because if you notice, he even went at Dr. Viviana when she called him out. Like whenever you call him out on his behavior, like he just jump into that zone where he like he have to respond, but he responds a little aggressively. So he's just an actor to me. He's just acting. Like I don't think he's that church boy that
But
went to
that's what
church
I'm
and
saying. Like
yeah.
Crystal, see, Didi trying to skate around. Do you think he really tricked them? Like I'm just saying, he came
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like I don't think he tricked them. I think they seen some signs.
I think they seen some signs, but as someone said, charismatic. He came off as charismatic. But after the honeymoon, they were no longer tricked. I think to a certain point, I think that, yeah, he's a fun loving guy, and he, not just fun loving, but the fact that Dr. Cal in the barbershop asked him, you don't have any skeletons that I need to know about, those type of things before we send you on this journey, I think that was suspicious. But I don't think it was a trick, but I think he just came off as charismatic. And I remember, I think it was Dr. Viviana said that we outruled Dr. Cal. Dr. Cal didn't want Chris. We outruled him 2-1. And so finally he folded and he said, okay, I'll go with Chris. But he didn't want Chris to be paired with Paige. So I do think that he may not have been fooling Dr. Cal, but he just came off as very charismatic, and to a certain point, it wasn't a trick necessarily, but they were like, okay, he's kind of slick. Maybe maybe they'll vibe. So I think that it was that type of thing. But they were no longer tricked. After the honeymoon, I think that especially Viviana, well, no, I'm going to say all three, because even though Miss Pepper, Dr. Pepper, she's kind of demure and quiet about it, she can throw some zingers. So I think to a certain, after everything that went down after the honeymoon, they were like, oh no, get her out of here. And I
But
am glad for Dr. Viviana.
I kind of I agree with you, but I kind of didn't like Pastor Carl's message to Chris, like whispering in his ear.
No,
Yo, like come on, Pastor Carl, like be a little more
I
aggressive
did,
or assertive.
because he's been trying to come to him man to man, or even black man to black man. He's been trying to say to him, even a couple weeks ago, come on, man, like do better than this. You have to. So he was like, this is the only way. I'm still trying to appeal to him as a man and say, you got to do better in this situation. He's still trying to, even though Chris was kind of done and he was going to do what he wanted to do anyway. I did appreciate Dr. Cal saying that. Just say, you have to you have to make a decision. I do appreciate Dr. Cal for saying that.
So two things with what you said, Crystal. So I think Dr. Cal did that because he knew that Paige was going to go home and be between the sheets with Chris. So he kind of like was still like kind of like that daddy figure, like, okay, since I know that she's going to go with you, Chris, protect her. You know what I'm saying? Do you understand? Because Paige did what she did for the cameras, but that being called, they was between the sheets. And Pascal pretty much, if it wasn't that night, it was within that week.
She was absolutely. He knew. Chris started speaking for them. Chris started making the decision for her. I haven't decided, and she hasn't decided. We're undecided, basically, and that's it. And you're not going to make a decision for either of us. And I said, come on, like. And remember, also, you talked about the same clothes, but remember the next day, Paige said it had been 6 hours. So yeah, Paige had said that they had been there 6 hours. So let's say it was like 5:30 when they first got there. So they were there until like 10, 11 at night trying to do this, go back and forth. I'm like, man, like make a decision. After all this, you know what your decision is. So I do have to hand it to Chris though. He knows how to word things. Like I had to write this down. You are the best. Wait, you're the best thing I never cherished. I was like, No wonder I was like, this man is served at the right time. No, I would never, I'm not falling for it.
You see
I'm
my
not the type of person to falling for it. I would never fall for it. No.
First of all, you too wordy like that. I'd be like, what Shakespeare book you been reading?
Right. I would never fall for it, but I'm like, wow, like really? And he does it at the right times. Like everything he said, I was like,
he hanging out at the Harbor, they don't have card stores anymore, but he was hanging out at the card store and he was like reading all the cards, the Hallmark cards. Like,
yes, he was. What those things called? Those little books we used to have in college.
Let's see what the Ali have to say, because we know it's coming.
Ladies, have we been watching the Twilight Zone?
Yes, we have.
We must be, because there's no way, Crystal, you telling me this guy's good with words. This guy cannot read his tax return for the Subway store.
He knows how to put words in the right order. I'm like, no, he just knows how to put them. I wouldn't fall for it. I've actually threw words back at my ex and said, okay, now listen to how you just said that.
The only thing he was reading is that big ass that she's got. That's the only thing he was reading. Yeah.
But he knows who to say it to. Like he knew what to say to Paige to get her to smile. And he knows how to manipulate. That's my point. Not that I was like, he knows how to say this to whatever he can say to this girl.
He can only pull that stunt with a dumb woman. No,
that's what I said. I would never
fall for that. Look, this man walked in with the same mash-up hairstyle. Yeah, dry ass ankles and tight pants and short trousers. Short pants. He couldn't come with that with me. Because I'd say, who dressed you this morning? How dare you turn up like this? You've embarrassed me enough. Now you're turning up like we're in a short thing competition. You'd have to move yourself with that.
And that's why
he disgraced her. And she sat there, came up all sexy looking. She had a good wig on this week. Yeah. She came up too sexy because she knew all this man was going to do is look at her twice and she was free. He's talking about no baby in the competition. Pastor Cal was worried that he was going to go back and dick her down for the rest of the night when he should have been there on the show. He was looking at her like a father. He knew that Paige would have been dicked down all damn night and the next day talk about, I changed my mind.
But that's what Kia and I were saying, that we know that that's exactly what's happening still, or at least that's what happened then. It had to for the last couple months. Look, he's manipulated this girl.
That man is just looking at that big old culo, and he's thinking, yes, you're mine tonight. I will marry you tonight, divorce you tomorrow. Yeah, interested in her. But she too dumb to read the signs. That must be her first ever boyfriend, because that's how love.
Guess what? He did stay married to her. Like I said, there was some type of benefit, whether he want to file taxes with her or her name on something. Chris is very calculating. So it wasn't like so much love. So like I said, when you have people like that, they're always thinking, like, how can I benefit? So with Paige, he was saying, that's why he said she's a good woman. On paper, she looks good. She's a good woman.
The calculation is impressive. That's why Dr. Viviana was saying to him, or was it Pastor Cal, even before the baby, weren't you guys having problems? And he said, well, there was an attraction issue in the beginning. And that's why they had to bring this to Paige in the beginning, in front of her head, to say, listen, it wasn't just the baby. This man is not right for you. Listen, that's it.
The morning after, this man got the goods the same night at the wedding. Yeah. The morning after, she was face down, ass up. He didn't want to look at her in the morning. He didn't even want to buy her breakfast. Because having the nerve to talk about I'm reconsidering. This girl needs 2 good kick, I tell you. She needs 2 good kicks.
Did you see when Dr. Cal was just like, you know what, I don't even feel sorry for her no more. After he was like, I talked to Cal, he was just like, when he sat down, he was like, you know what, if she don't care, I don't care. Because that's how you have to be sometimes. You have like certain friends like that. And Paige is one of the ones when everybody kept saying, where's her brother, where's her sister? Paige is not new to this. Paige is one of them people that until she get tired, you have to let her just devices or whatever. Because Paige is going to keep doing stupid stuff. Her brother, he was trying to protect her going to jail because you done beat up Chris, and then she up there holding Chris. Oh, wait. Let's go here. Why was Chris feeling like he wasn't supported by Paige? Like, you a whole grown man. So you have the tables turned. Who raised you? So you like, well, she wasn't supportive enough.
Paige was supporting him. Listen, when he was flinging that big D everywhere, she was very supportive.
Everything he said was...
she was supportive to the point where she even met the side chick. You know?
Yeah, because, look.
He's too dumb. I'm sorry.
Chris is the type of person, he blames everybody around him but himself.
Yes.
Because when they went into the car, it's like, so it was all of a sudden you had a sight from somewhere telling you that you were doing wrong. But yet still, when Dr. Viviana called him out, he got upset. So that means you know what you're doing, and you know exactly what you're doing, because in the car you were crying, you were so emotional. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't treat you right. I didn't treat you like when Dr. Viviana called you out. I'm so like, you know, his whole demeanor, his whole attitude, and all the rage came out, and that was the real Chris.
Flipping out at Dr. Viviana was great to me, because I was like, this is the real him. All of these little words.
That's the real him.
You, I said, I'm glad that Dr. Viviana did call him out, because I could say, Paige, look how quickly he just popped off. That's him.
Well, let me go.
Why would you?
We're doctors, so y'all doing this for the camera, because some people don't even warrant a conversation. So Chris is the type of person that why would you waste, like, when people are, I want closure. Some people you're not going to get closure with. Just, you have to realize that it's over, it's done. So again, they up there doing all that stuff for the cameras or for whatever. For us, we was like, we've been over it, but 4 weeks ago, when we was just like, we're done, we need counseling. But yeah, with Chris, there was no conversation that they keep putting him on the reunion. They need to just cancel his contract, because again, he's just very angry. Why are you letting him argue? But that's abuse.
But it's good TV. Kia, sorry to interrupt you. It's good TV, because nobody wants to watch the Sesame Street characters and the ID channel boy. Nobody wants to watch those fools. You know, you want to watch this dry ankle boy just walking with his tight pants. You want to watch?
That's why I'm going with that. Like, did y'all see a little bit of this craziness? Because like, y'all couldn't have just not seen none of this, because y'all knew he was going to be good for TV. Certain people are good for TV. Yeah. And again, you keep bringing him back. They should even, first of all, why were they even on the final decision? It was over. He said he didn't want to be married, but 3 weeks ago. So now you come back for some entertainment. I'm like,
for her to say, so for Dr. Viviana, when you said to us, well, why did they, don't you think that they saw something in the beginning? But then Dr. Viviana says, well, why did you stay? I would just kick myself to ask, why did you stay? And she was like, I just kept asking for some glimmer of hope. It's like Diali said, they don't want the Disney characters. They want more drama. They need the end show to have even more drama. For this guy, he kept. What did he say? I'm so embarrassed. I embarrassed myself, and even Paige was like, "It's embarrassing. It's not embarrassing. It's done. It's done."
Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes. Don't Chris' eyes look like he's crazy? Like, I literally, like, it's Chris. I'm all jokes aside right now. I'm for real right now. Yeah. There's certain people that I can look at your eyes and you make me feel uncomfortable when I'm sitting there with a purse, like. Okay, like I went to the park the other day and it was a guy that was looking crazy, and I was like, "Where's my purse? Let me make sure I know like how to get out this park, because you look like you about to snap." Chris always had them eyes that look like they were demonic. Something like it's off.
Something always looked a little
let me
off,
answer,
especially when.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Especially when he had to like profess himself or to apologize. Like any minute now, he was going to turn the tables and pop off. Like at the end, when he came and he looked like an R&B singer with all that black and gold, I was like a 90s R&B singer specifically. I was like, I don't know what is going on with this 90s R&B outfit that you're doing right now.
I couldn't get past that cut up tight jeans. I didn't see the R&B.
Was it a turtleneck and a jacket? Jeans. And then he did this long diatribe. I was like, look at this man's eyes. Look. I was like, yes, I totally agree. There's something off there. But Paige, she listens to him and she's like, I'm so glad he's being vulnerable. I'm so glad and just starts smiling. I mean, even her smile, I'm like, Are you smiling like this for the camera? Is it one
No,
of
but
those?
she was hot. Crystal, she was hot. They was getting that tonight. She was like, I'm gonna play hard to get, but we're gonna have that.
Oh no, it was going down.
She was gonna give it away. Listen, she was gonna serve that on a silver platter. Yeah, she was gonna bag her head, put it on a silver tray. He's gonna do his thing and go back to Mercedes. You're interested in her?
But let me answer Kennedy more question, because she said, did he get Mercedes back when Mercedes had Mercedes miscarriage question mark? Chris was Paige was always the side chick. For me, that's how I feel about it. Because why, when he came from the honeymoon, he went straight to Chicago, is to be with Mercedes. So he never took Paige serious. So I still think that it up to a certain point when maybe probably when the three of them had that conversation, Mercedes probably saw what really happened and saw that probably they had a plan, but then from what Paige was telling us, she must have changed her mind. But I still feel that Chris was together with Mercedes, and it was just a plan thing. Like the two of she and Mercedes must have had a plan, but at some point in time, the plan went south, where I guess probably he started messing around with Paige. But I do not think he went back to Mercedes. I think Mercedes was always there. I don't think he went back to Mercedes.
The thing with Mercedes thinks she's what we call the hot gal. You ain't the hot gal. You're the simpleton gal. Yeah. And she's not all that. She hasn't got a brain in her head, because I don't know how you can have your face on international TV with your tiny titties, should I say. Your tiny titties on show, trying to best this woman who's an educated, beautiful black woman. So you trying to humiliate another woman and thinking that's going to come good for you. That's bad karma.
So I'm
looking forward. I am over Chris and Paige, to be honest. I'm looking forward to the reunion, because the when I saw the clips at the ending, that the reunion looked like it's going to be interesting. And it looks like it's going to have a lot of arguing, because we see and we're going to see the real Chris again, because there's a small clip of him getting up and going at the guy that's interviewing them, and he walks out, and that's just Chris.
Well, I'm glad that she did actually make her own decision, and it was her decision.
You find that wasn't a decision to me. That sound like someone else confused, because she still wasn't sure if she wanted to get a divorce.
She wasn't sure, but at least she said, because they were about to go off into the sunset, but she said, I want to get a divorce. I want to get it, and that's it.
So who tell you, Crystal, who tell you they didn't go off into the sunset? They did.
Oh no, I think they were still fooling around. Absolutely. I think that they were still fooling around, but that's why they sat there for 6 hours, because they were like, you need to make a decision. And she said, this is just going to happen over and over and over again. And he didn't like it, but it doesn't matter what he likes or not. I think, they're still fooling around for sure.
No, they're not still fooling around. Get it right. He's still dicking her down, and she's accepting the crumbs that he throws at. You know, it's the truth. You know, we're all thinking it. Even the people in the chat are thinking it. This man's just dicking her down, and telling her, "Oh, we'll pray tomorrow. We'll pray tomorrow." And then she smiles with that crazy looking smile she's got. We all heard Paige on that mobile cursing like she was a sailor. All of a sudden, this dumbass can't get her words out.
But it also stands to reason that even the strongest, what did you say, Diali? She's a strong, beautiful woman, all of these things. She's very educated, but they still have certain issues, and she still has this thing that she wants to save him. She wants to, like, this Captain Saber. She wants to be what is it? I don't know what her.
Let me just tell you about this show.
She has a savior complex.
I don't know. Like I said, we watch it because it's entertaining. But let's just be honest. These people that they did these extensive interviews with, let's just be realistic in the real world. Paige has deep issues. If you even like when we get to Ryan, we'll talk about his deep issues also. Whenever someone's afraid of something, what made you afraid of it? Something scared you. So something happened in Paige's life that has her this insecure, that she just throwing herself out there to just want to feel like what Nana said early on, pick me syndrome. So at this point, Paige just like has some deep issues that should have been individually. She should have had individual counseling prior to trying to hook up with anybody. Chris is beyond counseling, because I think he just like, But there was some stuff going on, and it's just like y'all. How I don't buy that they really care for her to that extent. Because when you like sell somebody out for television for ratings, this poor girl is gonna be damaged. Like y'all saying, oh, we don't feel sorry for her no more. But there was some deep issues with Paige prior to this, and this is just what took her over the edge. That's why she stayed. That's why she put up with all this mess, because she has no self-worth. That's it. Didi said, I'm tired of talking about it. She needs some individual counseling and Jesus for real.
And Jesus, and that's what I meant. Misha Allen just said, yes, she may have divorced him, but she was still emotionally attached to him. Just running off after he goes off crying. I was like, come on.
Crying with no tears. Where was his tears? Were they within? You know, because he never had
that's a narcissistic tear. Oh, I'm now being now emotional. Now please hold on to me.
Now for all let's talk about Jacob and Haley because from the time I started doing that live, I've been hearing, I wonder if Jacob is into black women. Look what I got for you guys. That was his response to someone on Instagram. It was a black woman that came at him on Instagram, and it's like, all the same race to me, white and black and even colors. Sorry, and even colors, just different shades. So, the guy down.
He's shady because I was not feeling well. He don't send me this message like before the chat. Go shoot your shot. I said I never seen.
I tell you, go shoot a shot because look, he don't want to be Haley. He actually, I can't believe he actually fought about when Pastor Carl told him that he fought about it. But because we all see that he don't want to be Haley. But then I checked out his Instagram and I see this black woman went at him and he's like, he don't look at color. So I was like, Kia, I sent Kia a message. I said, Kia, go shoot your shot.
And I'll let y'all know.
Please do.
Make sure you get me an interview when you talk to him.
What y'all think? Put in the comments yes or no. Should I DM Jacob?
I'm doing it right now.
Well, all I can say is Jacob is down with the sisters. So anybody that watching my live, go shoot your shot. He's down with the sisters. Y'all think?
On last season, Jacob had a time in his life. He'd be like, that girl right there.
Yes, okay. We have a couple of years. You say yes, DM him.
I let y'all know how I go.
Yeah, we need a follow up here.
Really said no, so Dot Willie, said no.
Oh, you go because Dot Willie said no.
Well, okay, so let's talk about Jacob and Haley. What do you guys think about Jacob and Haley?
Did we miss our comedy? Wait, where did Diali go?
She'll be back. She kind of dropped off. I don't know.
Oh, really? Hey, what's up, everyone? What did
we already get past. We already get past Chris and Paige. So if you want to say anything, you can just go. So we can just move on.
I feel like it was scripted. That little act they did. She's a producer. They play nonsense. Yeah, I don't believe it. That's all I think.
Lola, sorry for cutting you short. You the best person. I just showed it. You saw it, right? You saw that because I knew. So are you gonna shoot your shot? He's down with the sisters. Are you gonna shoot your shot?
You know what? It crossed my mind. Like, yeah, is that his thing? That's his little thing.
Area Man 30096.
That's his Instagram. You can go follow him on Instagram.
Let me write it down. Like, yeah, he just said shades.
Area Man 30096.
Area Man 30096. Got it. I'm gonna hit him up. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, make sure you hit him up because he's down with the sisters. He don't look at color.
He needs a black woman. Jacob needs a black woman to fling that thing on him. You know what they say? When you go black, you ain't never gonna go back.
Oh, it is what it is.
Y'all are.
Yeah. So even the ladies in the chat, all my black sisters in the chat, also white. Like you say, you don't watch color. Shoot your shot. I just put him up on my channel. You can see his Instagram. I'll put him up on my channel again before my life ends, so you can write it down like Lola. I'd go shoot your shot. You can DM him. You can leave a message and his photo something. But
look, may the best woman win.
Yeah, may the best woman. Oh, I love that one. May the best woman win.
On.
That's it. For all I know, Daddy's gonna slide into his DMs because she been talking about.
Listen, I ain't in the running. I ain't in the running at all. Yeah, I ain't in the running. So, ladies, feel free to shoot that shot. You know, listen, Jacob needs a good black woman to put that thing on him. Let me tell you.
Candace, I sure will. I'll let you know.
Yeah, look, make sure you give us some receipts. We want some receipts after that. Anyone, but look, Kia shaking her head, so maybe Kia might have some receipts before you. You never know.
First of all, what state are they in? So
they're in Atlanta. They're in Atlanta.
He's in Atlanta.
Yeah.
They're in Atlanta.
You can come. You need a place to stay. You can come here. Stay with me. 300. I'm at 301. It's only about 40 minutes away.
wait, give you a place to stay.
Stay. I know all the nice spots. You'll be fine.
I just want to say to Jacob that Kia is a beautiful, educated black woman. You won't need that airhead ever again. So just give her a call. See how hot she looks tonight. She trying to go with the church bad girl look. Yeah, I see you, Kia. I see you.
Okay, well, look, we all predicted what would have happened with Jacob and Haley.
Yeah, we knew.
But the only thing I was a little it kind of threw me off was when Pastor Carl asked him that question and he actually was thinking about it. But I think maybe to the end they probably realized that both of them probably didn't put much effort into it. Yeah. So I think maybe that's why he was thinking about it.
I think it was dramatics. They were just been like the producers had a way of stretching out the seconds. That's all it is, because they tried to. It was maybe a 20-minute episode, and they made it like an hour and a half. It was nonsense, but that's how they make their money, right?
Yeah. They was drawing out like facial expressions, like keep the camera on DD face real quick for 20 seconds. You're like, come on, it's either yes or no.
Yeah.
Like you already know.
Yeah.
Listen, Jacob don't want that airhead. Jacob never wanted that airhead. He was just being polite. Whereas Chris now, and his funky looking eyes all crunched together, he just was playing up for the camera and acting damn fool.
Exactly.
Whereas Jacob was being a gentleman because he knows all you black girls are watching. And the future mother-in-laws are watching too. His parents are watching. He has to behave.
Yeah, if you ever choose to, holler at Jacob, I got the paper bag for his face, and then Crystal got the apartment in Atlanta.
No,
you can probably say that.
No, sir. Jacob couldn't handle me. It's not fair.
For real? It's not
I'm too much woman for Jacob.
Oh, okay.
Jacob would never leave me, so it wouldn't be fair. I know you girls.
Having the little chat get off the hook because they was like one guy was trying to get under her Christmas tree. I was like, okay. And you notice that she never put on her camera, so he was willing to try without her picture. He was like, "Girl, I'm feeling you without a picture."
I'm a sparkly mystery.
All right, so let's go to Brianna and Vincent. Now, look what I found.
Oh yeah,
Vincent is now the founder of VMR Enterprise USA and VMR Auto Sales. With those endeavors, Vincent has built himself a very comfortable life. His net worth is estimated at about 6 figures, 800,000.
That's a lie.
Exactly, DLA, I agree with you. Where did that come from? Who's the source of those numbers?
It says TV showcase.
He
online.
Wrote that. DD wrote that. DD wrote that before we went live.
No, if you Google him, that's what. Because I think maybe Brianna is onto something.
No man that turns up, for a final decision with a tight-ass suit. Do you see how uncomfortable he was? He wanted to bust open them buttons and get some air. He was struggling.
Yeah.
Who you tell him that to? He ain't got 800 pennies. Ooh. He ain't got no 800,000.
But so you don't think that's his net worth?
He ain't got no damn money. Didi, you wrote that yourself. We know that was you.
No, I didn't.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
When you'll get some time, just Google Vincent net worth, and that's what you'll see on the internet.
The only thing I want to Google for Vincent, the only thing I want to Google for Vincent is some proper fitting shirts. That's the only thing I want to Google for him.
Okay, she has a very good point.
Right.
Net worth doesn't mean that he has that in his bank account.
Right.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
Yeah.
But
if a man has that much money, why was he complaining about how much she spends on her hair and everything?
I still think that was too much for a month. Her hair that was reasonable for Atlanta,
but ladies, any man that has a business and he doesn't want to spend no money on me. I went on a date. This is true story. I went on a date once and I look fine. Even my teenage son said, yes, you're going to get a husband tonight. And this man was bragging how much money he had. He didn't even want to buy an $8 cocktail. That date was over. What? I went to the bathroom. I found my next date and told him deuces.
What?
Told him deuces. That was it. He was unmatched.
An $8 cocktail.
Where do you meet those guys? That's what I want to know.
Listen, I ain't ever having nobody who doesn't want to buy me no $8 cocktail. Now this man sits up there with bigger titties than his wife, talking about he's worth 800,000. Who's he telling that to? He ain't telling me that lie at all. At all.
I just think he was being practical. I think that even if I make 90,000 a year, doesn't mean I'm going to be making that in 5 years. I think he wants to make sure and keep that, and she just wants to treat it like water. And I think he was trying to think of the big picture and think of longevity. That's what I think. Now that 800,000, I think that's a stretch. So
he's lying.
That's a stretch.
He lied. He do lie. Even if I can understand, you don't want to just kind of pissed everything away and just spend like you're a big baller, because he ain't Donald Trump's son, is he? Let's face it. But at the same time, this man didn't even want to go out to eat with her, didn't want no entertainment. This man was talking about home, HOME. No. Listen, him and his tight-ass shirt would be home by himself.
It's hard to change a person that has bad spending habits. So it's just like Brie, like you said, with the hair stuff and all these things that she like to do. So if he's conservative, you're going to be miserable. Because I remember I used to send my packages to my job. And the front desk was like, ma'am, like seriously, Lola, I used to be like, okay, I can't send them home. And then that's when you start sneaking in line. So I was having an affair with, before Amazon, the UPS people. But it's still a bad situation because you can't change. And I'm speaking from experience. He was like cheap, like wearing Fred Sanford overalls, and I was like, I'm coming to work fly. So all my packages would come, and I would put them in the trunk when I get off work, and then wait till he go, then bring him in the house. Like, I had this for 2 years. Now again, that's a lie. I'm better now, but again, it's hard for you to be with somebody who's not.
Wait. What were you buying that you kept hiding for 2 years? What was this you were buying?
I have a shoe addiction.
Oh, and me. Oh, my kids hate me. I'm exactly the same. I have too many shoes, too many dresses. I shop literally every week.
See, literally, Lola, people I don't usually sell stuff. People are calling me now trying to come to my house. Like, we take donations. I'm like, what? Like, you want some stuff? Literally, people calling me, you got any donations?
Wow.
But with Brie, if she has these bad habits, it's hard. It's going to cause a lot of stress within herself, because I felt like I was 14, I'm running around sneaking, and you well, we need to save this, and I'm good with saving to a certain extent, but he wanted me to walk around looking like Celie with 2 French braids, and I was like, sir, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, the Fred Sanford reference was hilarious, by the way.
Let me go on Vincent's defense. Vincent is from the Caribbean, so I'm just saying maybe it's because of what Vincent is from and where he is now. I mean, he kind of holds back on the amount of money he spends, I guess, but at the same time, he needs to be careful with that. But that's the only thing I can say about him. It's because of probably what he's from or where he's from, because he wasn't born rich, like you said. His plan is to, get bigger and bigger with his establishments, his business endeavors, and hopefully one day become a millionaire. But then at the same time, I think Bruce spending going to give him a heart attack. But I don't know.
Like Dee, like Crystal, you have all these ladies on the panel. Hair is expensive. And so she's saying like the hair, like my ex seen my hair bill. He was like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Why you just, if you want to use my PayPal account, just use it. Don't be up there looking at my expenses. Like, yeah, it's an investment." But then, he's trying. He was poor, so y'all got to consider that too. Like you said, he's from the Caribbean. Yes. So when he's from a certain situation, he's like holding on. He's scared to go back. So he's making a little money now, and he's like, "Bree, don't send me back to that spot because I never want to be there."
I mean, I get it. I
we have
understand
to talk about. And we have to talk about this. Your money story, how you grew up, really has to, and that really affects you when you get to be an adult. Yeah. When I saw my mother struggle with 4 kids, growing up, I knew I did not want to have kids and struggle. I knew that. So he sees that and he's like, okay, your money story. And so I know, like, these comedians that I see, his wife always treats it like, now he's got money, but he treats it like, he always acts like, he says, Melissa always acts like I only got $11 in the bank. So just so we can make sure that we have it for the future.
That's wisdom.
Because that's her money story because she saw her father have to, paying bills, and she knew that she didn't want that. So they really have to find her money story is totally different. So thinking of it like that, I don't think it's because he's an Uber driver and only has 800 pennies. But I don't think that. I think that 800,000 is a stretch. But I also think you really do have to think of the future, and you just like spending it like water is not a good idea. Now in Atlanta, hair braids and twists go anywhere from $180 to $250, sometimes $300, depending on where you go to get it done. That's the only thing that I will give her on that list. Everything else, I think, was a stretch. I'm sorry. That's what I believe. Everybody in the chat can go at me if you want to. That's a stretch.
No, I mean, I agree with you. I think the truth is she's young. She hasn't had children. She's never really been married. That she will have to compromise because there are going to be more important things that are going to come on the list. I get Vincent. He didn't come from money. Maybe he doesn't have 800,000, but he might be making some decent money. So they're going to have to find a happy compromise. But he don't have 800,000. That's what I'm saying. I mean, because look at the way, and the ladies brought it up in the chat. They were saying how, and I noticed that I clocked. I was like, what's he doing? When he brought out the cheesecake and she said something about the ring, and he looking like he don't know that a ring comes with a proposal. Like he looking confused. So you know what, Vinny?
Yeah. Now the ring I thought was cute. I thought they were okay. That's cute. That's different. But I think that Vincent later on he will get her a ring. But right now the cheesecake is cute. It's different. It's a good end. But I don't think he was. I don't think he knew.
Yeah, I like. He's smart. I like that. You see that cheesecake scene. I like it because that means he knows. He knows certain things about her, and he knows she likes cheesecake. So it was really nice and romantic.
No, you're wrong. You're dead wrong now. Now I'm gonna have to cut you off. Listen, this girl has a good figure. This girl has a good figure. He's bringing her cheesecake, so he wants them breastises to be the same size as him.
Oh,
yeah, he wants her to be the same size as him. He would have to take that cheesecake and stick it where the sun don't shine. Let me tell you.
My God,
more than cheesecake. He'd have to move himself with me. No way.
So you didn't like his suit? I liked his suit. Somebody else did that.
Look, Crystal, the suit wasn't bad, but that suit was struggling.
He
sorry.
Didn't look comfortable.
The button looked like he would have popped.
Yeah.
I don't know. He needs to wear clothes that fit him better.
I said somebody did that for him. That was nice. But he probably
that suit was struggling. That suit like it needed to go on some slim fast or something because I was like, oh my God, Vincent, bro.
When he realized he had to sit down, he was worried because he know that was gonna bust out in the pants and then. He knew it. Who's he telling that about 800,000? Buy yourself a better fitting suit then, and some bigger tops. About cheesecake. You won that cheesecake. How dare you bring me cheesecake when you see I'm keeping myself all in trim? He'd have got that cheesecake and stuck it
thoughtful. That don't mean she got to eat the whole cheesecake.
Right. She shared it. And the cheesecake, she even said, this means more than right now. That really means something to me. My husband remembered that I said that I wanted cheesecake the other day, and look, he brought me a cheesecake. That means that he listens. That I appreciated that. I really did like that. He gonna get that right.
Yeah.
He listens to other things too.
You know what, Crystal? He should have brought back that expensive hair that he cut the other week. Yeah, that's what he should have bought. He should have bought at least 3 good bunches with that. Yeah, and I'm not talking the cheap ones. Yeah, no, no shade to anybody who has to wear the cheap ones. He'd have to buy the proper natural human hair that's gonna cost money. How dare you cut my hair?
This is in the Vincent and Bree. Basically, if she changed, I hope she just changed for the right reasons. Because if you change just trying to fit in with someone, they're gonna both end up gonna work. So that's all I hope, that she don't just compromise. Because, like I said, you have some people that are extra cheap, and that will make you miserable. So hopefully that they find a nice medium and work it out.
Yeah, they're not gonna last.
But there's a difference between. Sorry, Diali, go ahead.
They're not gonna last. They're not gonna last. He's a bit crazy. He's for the Investigation Discovery Channel. You can see him popping up at any time. Look, this man took the scissors and found it funny to cut her hair. Anyhow, she'd have gone to sleep straight away. She'd have woke up. The same haircut as him, bald as a coot. This man has a little crazy thing, locked in somewhere. Yeah, we all grew up poor. Yeah, we all grew up with parents who struggle. But he is off the hook. He's Investigation Discovery Channel fodder. Let me tell you. They're waiting for him. That's his next job.
The last thing I wanted to say was, like you said, Kia, she has to change in certain areas. There's a difference between being a boss and being bossy. And you have to just be more considerate of your partner and have conversation with them. Don't just make decisions without talking to each other.
No, seriously, man. Like you said, that's being fake. Because you will. Like, I remember, I was dating this guy. I started wearing, I was, in my early 20s. I'm up there walking around with a business suit on. That wasn't even my style. You're like, okay, I'm trying to, impress, my parents, his parents. When you compromise, you're not going to be happy. You're going to be miserable. So I just suggest that Bree just stop trying to, like I said, the same thing with Paige. Don't try to make it work so bad that you just lose yourself completely.
I agree.
But when it gets to the part where you sitting at home, really, kind of dining, my dog.
I agree, and so does your dog. I agree, and so does the dog. Wow. There's a difference between you just have to be a little bit more considerate that you're not in this marriage alone, and you just don't do things just to suit yourself. That was the only thing, but.
But let's talk about Clara and Ryan, and then we'll do Eric and Virginia, and then that's it. Clara and Ryan, we knew they would have stayed together.
Today, everybody in the chat is like the dogs every time y'all say something.
Jay Leno, listen. She is the best thing he's ever had because that chin and that mouth is working wonders for him. Yeah, Wolverine wants her to stick around. Wolverine wants Jay Leno to stay married to him. Yeah, so he can convince the family that they're going to have a family and he's going to keep saying for sure. And then eventually when he comes out to his family and he says, you know what, I'm not into Clara, I'm into Clive. Yeah, she's going to keep it.
Whoa. Jeez. Really?
He said, I'm not into Clara, I'm into Clive. Oh my God.
Exactly. You think he wants this? And what has she been watching for the last how many weeks? She's so in love with him, and this man is not into her at all.
Yeah.
He just wants the 1980s back where he can use the video game Pac-Man, and she's it. She's gonna be gobbling all the way through to the next year or so, and then he's gonna say the contract's ended. Bye, Jay Leno. Bye. Come in, Clive. Come in.
Yeah, I think that was a bad idea. I wish that he had said no, because she doesn't have the strength or the will to say no. And they may change, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, this was not a good one for me. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
like I said,
I don't get it.
It was a disaster.
Yeah, I don't get it.
And I think the like Dr. Pepper, Pastor Carl, and Dr. Viviana, like I think they should have come on a little stronger. Like the only person they come on strong to was Chris and Paige.
Yeah.
But for me, looking at from what we see, because like they say it's television, but from what we see,
that's true.
Those people will, like, long term, they will not work. Yeah, it's not a good
idea. And I was kind of disappointed because she looks so weak. I'm just sick. I'm sick of this whole thing. Like, I don't know. Is anyone going to watch next season? Will they have a next season? I know it starts soon, because this was not. They should have said something. Like, how is it such a great idea that they said yes to marriage when they haven't displayed, like, no affection between them? Like, there isn't any solid. I mean, they're like friends. Like, I mean, yeah, come on. That kind of upset me. Like, they didn't say a word. Like, you know what, Ryan, in terms of, giving her what she wants. She's giving him everything that he wants. What is she getting in return? She wants him to say, I love you. She wants to extend the physical relationship. Nothing has been given. Is she just going to continue to hold out? Now the camera's gone. She's just going to hold out indefinitely? Like, what is he holding out for? He didn't even explain or even, tell her, give her a good reason as to why he wasn't where she was. So now we're in the dark. Like, what is it going to be? The reunion? We're going to find out why he didn't give her something. He was getting what he wanted. Come on, some of these couples get on my nerves, and they were one of them.
All of them, Lola. We are over. Like somebody just said, the next season, July. Will we watch it? I don't know.
I'm not going to be watching it.
This season, we started doing these lives, but at the end, at some point, I was like, I can't take it anymore. Like, I would cringe watching the episodes. Yes. Serious, like with the Ryan thing. How can we? Okay, most of us are not psychologists. We're not, pastors. But how we know all these right questions that they should have been asking? Like Ryan keeps saying, I don't trust easily. So for you to be so like untrustworthy, whatever, you have an issue with trust. Mm-hmm. What happened to you in your life? So evidently, you didn't get over it. So like.
I'm over it.
People have this. Go ahead, Dion.
He's in love with Clive, not Clara, and that's the problem. Listen, this man turned up with the tightest pants, knowing Pastor Carl is sitting there blushing, thinking, "I'm not into you like that." Yeah, he turned up with the tightest pants, the hair slicked down so tight. Anyhow, there was a hurricane. That hair ain't moving. Let me tell you. Yeah, and then Jay Leno sitting up there talking about love. Girl, you need listen.
But listen, y'all. Can you imagine? At this point, he shouldn't even want to do it now, because now that the wait has been so long, can you imagine if it's trash? At that point, she's like, I waited for this. So like, you shouldn't, like, you knew how bad she wanted it, and now she's staying in. And what if the connection is not there? What if it's just?
But in the reunion, I think there's going to be a surprise with the two of them. So we will see where that goes. But let Crystal go ahead, and then we'll talk about Eric and Virginia, and then we go ahead.
Y'all, this girl, you just talked about changing yourself to suit a man. This girl's got a curfew now. She going to be going to church. I don't think they're going to last, but this man is gonna change her. She gonna be going to Bible study and she gonna create a Bible study in the house. They're gonna have 2.5 kids if he has anything to do with it. I'm telling you now. I still don't think they're a good match and all of that stuff, but she's like, what did he say at the end? It's not hard to. He started talking about himself in the third person. Ryan's gonna do what Ryan wants to do, and nobody can change Ryan. And she's like, I do want to stay married to you, and you're the best man that's done. You're the best. Thank you for being the best relationship I've ever had. Oh, please.
Yeah, exactly.
This man's gonna turn her. This man. Oh, look, she's waited this long. She gonna get that D. She gonna get that D. And it probably is not gonna be great, like D'Ali said, but this man has turned her. I'm telling you, for some reason I think that she gonna be in the church and she got a curfew now. Oh, please.
He gonna strap that thing down. He gonna strap that thing down with Gorilla Glue. Let me tell you, that thing ain't going nowhere near her. The only place it's going is near her is when she's doing her Pac-Man impression at night. Other than that, he ain't interested in her. And she
it may
just
not be
into
intimate, but he gonna give her the deed. Like I'm telling you, what did she say? There's a big announcement at the reunion. The big announcement is that they consummated. It may not be great, but they consummated. She's
But let's
good.
go here. It's slow process, like the ad what Crystal just said. Now you going to bed at 10 o'clock. Like for real, like she was like, well, then she tried to make that excuse. Well, I asked for the experts for some structure. Girl, you a grown woman. You need, are you looking for a mom and a daddy? Like, why do you need a man to put structure in your life? So now you go to bed at 10. And it's just slowly.
You just talked about changing yourself for a man. Claire is the prime example. Claire is the prime example. I'm sorry. Like I said, oh, she's totally, and next year she gonna be leading the women's, she gonna be leading the women's church.
Oh yeah.
I don't know about that party, but anyways, let's talk about Eric and Virginia so we can wrap this up because Mr. Very calculative and manipulative.
Yeah,
that man is he gets me on my nerves because he's another one. He's like Chris, but I think he's just worse. Or he's just smart about it. Because for one, I think he's just afraid to fail. Like I say, he's afraid to fail that you know what his parents probably the modern American family, I guess, with a modern marriage, you know, a good life and stuff like. And I think that's what he's looking for. But then with Virginia, that definitely would not. And that's another thing to Pastor Carl, Dr. Pepper, and Dr. Viviana didn't call them out. They didn't like the way they went after Chris and Paige. They didn't call them out. They know they drank champagne. I was like, what really is going on? Are they not seeing how toxic that marriage is?
They're not really experts. That's the problem. They're pretending to be experts, but they're not. They're just here to get a check and have a show. That's it, because this is nonsense.
Lola, tell them right into the show and tell them you're taking over next season.
Exactly.
Yes, I'll take over for you. Look, I need to be your manager. Me and Dialli's gonna bring the comic relief. We're gonna run people
I'm gonna bring my whip, man. I'm gonna run any bad boy out of there.
That's
Let me tell you. And I'll tell you something. Next time you see Virginia, she's gonna be sporting a MAGA hat and a Bible in the other hand.
Damn, that'd be scary. That'd be scary. I hope. Well, whatever.
There's something wrong with him. There's something wrong with him. I think he has very strong political views.
Of course he does.
Say this,
of course,
like
she said
her father.
Yeah.
There's something wrong with him.
He does.
Because you could see the disdain that he had for Chris from the start. There was something, a glitch in something, and Chris was just, he was puffing up his chest because he knows those kind of people ain't going to be into the rah, rah, rah. Now, he'd have stepped to me like that. He would have had a whole different issue. And I'm a woman, and I would have put him on his back just to embarrass him. But coming back to those two, she is going to end up locked in a closet somewhere, and he's going to have the key and let her out for dinner when he comes home. There's going to be a horror story coming near you. Investigation Channel, Investigation Discovery, they're going to be on it. You're going to see them on it. And as for that dog that he hates, is it her unruly dog?
And her cats.
Dog flying somewhere.
She got a bad dog too. The dog was.
He's had enough of her. He's not really into her. He just wants to control her.
But she's not a pushover too. That's the thing. Let's not be mistaken. The reason why they are equally yoked is because she's no dummy. Like she grew up with boys. She knows how to handle herself.
But Lola, that's the problem, because that's not what he wants, and that's where the problem is. She's not a pushover. Yeah. She wants to sleep she wants to wake up on her friend's couches. She, like I said, Virginia never had boundaries. So, and that's the issue with the two of them. I think they should have probably get him a different woman, like pay him with somebody different, because
when y'all first everybody started calling her drunkard Virginia. Virginia was making some good points when she was talking about everybody else's relationship. So Virginia, like you said, she's not slow. She might drink a lot, but when she's not drunk, she be making sense. So she knows she's annoying him. It really ain't about them cats. Like I said, she was like, just deal with it. I hope you just flare all up. Because she was just like, just nonchalant, like, what? No. So, I don't know why she's still in it, but
there's something she's getting from it. I don't know what it is, but I promise you she's no pushover. She can handle her own. She's come from a rough background. She's come from a sad place. Yes, she can get sad, but she's playing up for the camera too. And besides, she knows how to play like a Karen, and she knows his number. If she says that this guy is like her dad, She knows how to handle him because she knows her dad. She can handle this guy. That's why I don't know why she's agreeing to it. Maybe she wants to play. I don't know. I don't know why she's sticking with it, but you know what? To be continued. But if anything came of it, I promise you, I'm sorry, Didi, I know you're here as a man, but I promise you, if they're equally yoked, females always come out on top. She's going to take care of that dude. She's going to do something to him. Now, it probably will end. I feel like if she couldn't handle it, she wouldn't have agreed to it. She's strong enough to do it. Yes, she's a drunkard. Because think about it. She's on screen, she's on camera, and she's playing it like she wants to. She doesn't care what we think. She doesn't even care what he thinks. That's why I'm surprised she's agreeing to it. But she's no pushover by any means necessary. 1, 2, and she's smart. 3, she's a woman. Women know how to, because we understand we don't have the physical strength, but we have the mental strength, and she can probably strategize when she's not drunk. Let's see how it goes.
I agree with Lola. I think that at certain points, I agree with Lola. At certain point, Virginia is going to speak up. I don't know why at this point she gets something out of it. She likes him to an extent. And she's like, how much can I put up with? At this point, she's like, how much am I going to put up with? And when it's enough, she's going to say, this is enough. She's not going to be quiet. Virginia, and so she's going to say. I did think it was funny them bringing the dog to the end thing. I thought that was funny.
Look, Virginia don't wear much makeup. By the time that contract ends, Virginia going to be wearing heavy makeup every day. Because you know what women do with makeup sometimes to hide certain things. And when you ask them, she'd be like, I bump into the wall, or I bump into the table, or I fell. I
don't see it. With her father, they're rough. Remember, she had to pump him up that time when Chris disrespected him. She's the one that pumped him up so he could have the swagger to go downstairs and say something to Chris. Yeah, he's a man, but he ain't that strong. Yeah, he's spoiled. That's why he wants things his way, not because he's strong. She had to gas him up. So she knows how to press his buttons. She's not going to lay there and get punched. And her father and her brothers won't lay there and watch her get punched. Let's see.
I think with Virginia, you only got one time with her, maybe twice. Like she's like every time she will fight back. In these arguments, she has fought back. And then she'll go back and she's like, okay, maybe we need to table this discussion. But if you lay your hand on her, oh no, she's not smart enough to think of how grits.
Like he's gonna go out of town on his trip and he gonna come back and she gonna be gone. Virginia's just gonna be like, I'm over it.
I'm done. Yeah,
she could do something like that too. She could do that
one time.
All right, well, that's it for me. Before I go, let me put that back up on screen.
Yeah, please, my babies.
For all the ladies that love Mr. Jacob. He's single now.
396. All the same race, white and colors, just different shades.
This is Jacob. Answer to all the ladies, all the sisters that want to know what he likes.
I should look for him now as we
speak. The guy don't have a preference. He don't look at color.
I'll do a map thing, and I'll see how far away that is from Ikea. If you need to, someplace to stay, I'm pretty sure that's about 30 minutes from me. So no problem. You got it. No problem. Except for Chris in this 90s R&B outfit, I'm done.
I tell you that pants, that pants, maybe the jacket was 90s, but the pants said 2021 for me.
Didi is ready to go, but like I said, the right woman would get a man's wardrobe together. Because what I just said earlier, the man that I told you had the overalls on when he met me, he left looking fly. But I was like, you're crazy. That's why I'm going to let you have Keisha. But at the end of the day, you can slowly give him a sweater for Christmas. Like, baby, this look nice in your meat or this or whatever. You can get them together.
But look, the ladies, I must say, like last night's episode, the ladies, they dresses, it was really nice. Clara
is nice. That's why I think Clara wants a black man.
Dr. Viv's dress was the best, actually. Dr. Viv looked sharp. Like she was the one I was focused on because it was so boring. I was looking at Dr. Viv's lovely dress.
Oh yeah, that yellow.
Yeah, the yellow. Yeah,
brown lining.
Lola, the dress she had on for 2 days straight, supposedly.
Hey, but this thing was so boring. They probably filmed each couple for 10 minutes and stretched it out.
No, it was light outside the next morning. If you go back and watch it, the next morning, and she still had that yellow dress on because I liked the dress. And I was like, well, did you have 2 dresses like that? And I was like, oh, no, that's the same dress. Like, oh.
They had to do that for continuity.
Yeah, they had to do that for continuity, but they probably, went somewhere and put the same clothes back on. Yeah.
I was just checking out Jacob's IG. His house isn't too far from where I used to live in Atlanta.
Wow.
Like he in Marietta. I'm not too far from there,
Marietta. Like
yeah, because I live in Smyrna. So I could go holler.
Yeah, come holler. We'll go have drinks, Lola. Come holler. I know exactly where that's at. Come on,
Y'all are funny.
I know exactly where that's at.
It's all DD fault. Chris about to be like, Jacob gonna have a whole DM full of black women. He's gonna be like, why do I have this abundance of black women in my DM?
I'm about to holler.
Look, come holler. I know where that's at. Come see me. We'll hang out.
After this live,
stay, Lola.
After this live, I'm gonna DM him and tell him he gotta pay me some, because I'm promoting him. I'm promoting his Instagram. Yeah. I'm trying to get him with one of the sisters, so he better start paying me.
I have hollered. I sent him a message. I'll let you all know if something happens.
Y'all are hilarious. He don't take no seriously.
Hey, what's up, sweetie?
He gonna be like, where did all these black women come from?
Look, he better do right. Look, he knows what's good for him.
All right, guys. Well,
I just have one thing to say. I got this really great book that came in the mail, I want everybody to go check it out. Okay, I just started reading it yesterday, so just want to make sure everybody comes.
All right, yes, Simone.
That's my it's my perfect service this week. So I'm starting on this week, y'all.
Thank you.
That's nice.
Thank you, Lola. Lola got it too. So thank you, Lola.
Yeah. It's pretty good. You know what? Well, I expected nothing less, but I'm enjoying it.
Thank you.
It's very juicy.
I'm a screenwriter, so look, I'm excited to read this.
It's very juicy. It's very juicy.
We're gonna have to.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing tonight. Like after this, I'm like,
it's
done.
Very juicy. It's very juicy.
Thank you.
All right. Sorry, Didi. Go ahead. What were you saying?
No, I mean, like, go ahead. Your shout out your channel. Shout out your book. One by one. Let's go.
So let the author begin.
Oh, well, you guys, like I said, I don't do much on my YouTube, but make sure you go get a copy of my book, From Pain to Love. It's on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Just search my name, Kia, Kea, Simone, Simone. Thank you, guys.
All right. Let's go, Crystal.
Check out Candid Convo with Crystal. I'm still editing this current episode, but it should be up very soon. I'm actually looking for an editor, so I'm doing it myself. So if anybody can just DM me, because I need some help. And I'm a screenwriter, and I'm just excited for this next journey for 2021. Thank you. And this has been so much fun. I love this. I love you guys.
That's what my show is about. Fun. We just try to keep it fun and have some fun with it. Let's go, Lola, my African sister.
Sup, sir. Okay, so everybody, you don't know, my name is Lola, Lola. Last name is Ajisafe. You can find me at YouTube. I've started doing some live shows with my brother, Didi. So today we did a show on colorism and dating and preferences and that kind of thing. So please check me out as I continue to grow. Thank you.
I want to say, I was in the comments. I'm so sorry, Didi, for Lola's show today. And I love it. That is what that was one of my topics that I really was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely chiming in on this. So anybody who has not checked out Loja Asafi, I'm sure I'm pronouncing her last name wrong, but please check out her channel, and especially this episode this afternoon. It was outstanding. You'll probably see me in the comments. So thank you.
I appreciate you. Yeah, I saw you.
Hold up. I got Auntie in my comments. So let me just put that up one more time, because Auntie is another Jacob lover. So let me just put that up for Auntie. Let me make Auntie know that's his Instagram, Auntie.
Auntie, I beat you to it. Auntie, I already beat you to it, man.
Auntie, you got competition, Auntie. He said he's interested in black and white. He doesn't watch color.
Shades, so just different shades, baby.
Yeah,
we know he's not MAGA. At least we know he's not MAGA, so that's a plus.
Y'all are hilarious. Jacob is going. I want to see the look on his face with all the DMs.
His DMs be full.
But let's go, Diali. What's the last thoughts?
I just think I just think I think Paige is still going to be getting dicked down by Chris way after the show. I mean, Wolverine is going to finally introduce Clive to the family, and Jay Leno's going to have to go back to another dating show. I mean, crazy Vince is going to be, losing it and cutting that girl's hair even more anytime she passes her place with him. I mean, Jacob's going to end up on this show with Kia at the side, keeping the dogs quiet.
Look, not if the dog have something to say about that, because every time she mentioned Jacob, the dog starts to bark, so you never know.
The dog saying, "Puppy, papito." Yeah, I'm looking forward to the reunion.
Yeah, the reunion. Yeah, the reunion looks like it's going to be good.
Yeah,
hopefully.
Chris gets a haircut, so I'm looking forward to him looking like a human being for once.
Ooh.
All right. So thank you everyone for tuning in. I like my channel. It's just like I said, my channel is about fun. We just here to have fun. We don't take it too serious. It's just about fun. I like to thank Kia, Crystal, Diali, and Lola for being on my channel. And I got Auntie in my comments. Auntie said, "Look, Lola, let me show you what Auntie said first. The first one she said, yeah, she's gonna be in those DMs.
Auntie, I beat you already.
You guys go, if you're not following Auntie, follow Auntie, because Auntie got some good stuff on the channel.
I know you said you gotta go, Dee. Maybe you should have a dating show and then he gotta pay you. So do a dating show. So have they come on and have him, the women.
I'm saying we need to go on location and watch Jacob date these chocolate women, have it go on the time of his life, and we'll all have like a great time in Atlanta. And look,
Auntie
show y'all a good time.
Chris and Paige are still together, according to a friend, allegedly. Oh my!
That's scary.
Of course they are.
Mental health. Check your mental health, y'all.
Of course they are. Her face is down now, so we're looking at that. So good for her. She's a dumb.
Lola, you just got a subscriber.
Yay! Thank you. Appreciate
Alright, guys.
you.
So thank you everyone for tuning into my show. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to leave your comments. Let's say your thoughts on. I call it decisions or disaster, because that was just a real disastrous decision day for me. I didn't really get it. I rate it as a C. I didn't give it a B or A. I rate it as a C. But I'm looking forward to the reunion. So then we're gonna have something to talk about next week. Thank you everyone for tuning in. And 3, we're gonna say bye. So 1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.